What's up, YouTube family? We're doing a razor edge up today. We slowed it down a little bit, more than we normally would. We're at about real time, and we're just doing the prep work before we tilt this client back. So we've already cleaned the skin. We've already cleaned, the facial skin and everything with alcohol, washed it off. I could show you what that process looks like, but right now we're just getting them ready to tilt back. And I'll show you what that looks like right here in 1 second. Today, I thought it would be really important to go into more depth and slow down the video. I know some of them have been sped up, but I wanted to actually be able to show you what we're doing. So we're just tapping in the mustache, making sure that we don't push anything back here, and making sure that that line is just really crisp before we do anything with our razor. So we got the client all edged up and we got them tilted back so that now we can tap everything in. So I'm starting here with what a lot of barbers would call the C cups. And I'm starting here just to give the haircut a little bit more structure, and it will make it easier for me to see my straight lines. And I'm using the edge of the blade and pulling with my left hand, my off hand, the skin just until it's taut, not too tight, and making sure that we're being pretty gentle because we were using the edge of that razor. We were using the tip of it right there. But we're normally going to use it like this, where you see that the razor is pretty flat and we're using the center of the blade. So we want to keep it between 30 and 45 degrees as we're going through there, depending on what we're doing. So as we tap this line in across this jawline, you can see why it's so important to have clean skin. So we cleaned this client's skin before we started doing the service. Not that it was dirty, but just to make sure that we can get the cleanest lines possible with the razor without having to use additional products or enhancements to make it look and show that contrast between hair and fresh, clean skin. So we're using the same principles right here, we're just using different fingers. So we're switching from this thumb to my index finger sometimes to pull the skin top. But they're doing the same thing, keeping my offhand dry, making sure that we can actually pull and get traction on the skin, because you can see how clean and how much easier that makes it. So the client was going for a pretty refined and bold look, which is why we left the edges of that beard blocked off. And then we wanted to go with the low length of the hair and sharp contrast from the hair to the skin to give him a clean, cut, refined, and still bold look. The small details matter too with clients and making sure that they're taken care of. So if you get all the little baby hairs off the hairline and their forehead, it's really gonna make the ones on the eyebrows and everything like that stand out. So a lot of times it makes a little bit more sense to just clean those up too, depending on the client, of course. But if it's something that needs to be done, you should definitely do it. See, you can see a little bit better. All the baby hairs that stand out. So, you know, it makes sense right in this situation to go ahead and take those off. So right now we're just tapping in the reverse C cups. So some people like to have the back side of their beard go straight down, but it looks a little bit better to me if there is a reverse effect going on opposite that C cup in the front. But we're just gonna do that, and then we're gonna clean up all of the hairs underneath the neck and make sure that there's nothing left that's gonna stick out. This would be a time to check for ear hairs and nose hairs and things like that that may be, you know, bothersome to the client down the road when they get home and they're like, oh man, somebody missed a spot. So now that it's edged up, the dark spots, or if there are any dark spots, they'll stand out a little bit more. I don't know exactly why that is as far as like illusions or the dark spots standing out, but they just do, and it's easier to clean them up once it's edged up. So that's what I'm doing right here. So the last thing we're gonna do is spin him around so you can see the finished product. Let him check it out in the mirror, hand him the hand mirror, and send him on his way. I hope that this helps somebody, and let me know down in the comments what you think. And also, if you're looking for content about hair, black men's hair, barbering tips, this is the channel for you. You should go ahead and subscribe. All right, talk to you soon. Later.